Hey folks, this is Kalani. We have some huge news to talk about. The next World of Warcraft expansion will be revealed next month. No more guessing, no more leaks that might or might not be close. We should know exactly where the World of Warcraft is headed after we leave the Shadowlands behind for good. There are some other announcements which could end up being very interesting as well, so let's talk about it. Before we jump in, be sure to hit up that like button and subscribe so you never miss another video. Now, we're only a few weeks into the latest content drop at this point. Patch 9.2 is well underway. We're about to see the rest of the raid bosses next week, as well as the mythic difficulty opening up, and the race to world first will kick off for sure, but Blizzard just dropped a huge bomb of news. In a post titled "Save the Date, the Future of Warcraft," John Haidt announced that the next World of Warcraft expansion will be revealed on April 19th. That's just over a month away, and I think that's actually the date that the Creation Catalyst should become active, and I think it's also the date the last Looking for Raid Wing opens up, which is a fun little coincidence. So the leak season for the next expansion will soon be over, and we'll finally find out where we are headed after the Shadowlands is all wrapped up. By that point, we will have completed the raid, seen the final raid cinematic, and discovered the fate of the jailer, and we should have also finished the entire story campaign for patch 9.2, so it looks to be timed very well. There have been so many different leaks at this point that we could honestly be headed anywhere, especially if the dev team wants to try and create something new, start a new chapter for World of Warcraft, and move on from the big bads that we've been chasing for the last 10 or more years. Personally, I still think it's going to be very heavily Azeroth focused, with a main theme surrounding dragons. That is where I would put my money. There's a lot of potential there for sure, and I think they have to knock it out of the park with this announcement and the overall plan for the next expansion. This could be a massive resurgence for both the popularity and the success of World of Warcraft, but they've got to do it right. So if you've been waiting until Shadowlands is over to see whether World of Warcraft can do enough to bring you back into the game, well, we won't have too much longer to wait. Obviously, but that hasn't happened in the last couple of years. We did have a BlizzCon line for 2021, but that was also cancelled for 2022. Maybe they didn't have enough to show, maybe they have too much going on right now with lawsuits and the acquisition. It's a busy time at Blizzard right now for sure, but this makes me wonder how the announcement will happen. It could just be a video with a brief overview, BlizzCon style, or it could be an announcement cinematic, or maybe even a CGI cinematic. No matter what it is, it's going to be exciting. But I do hope we get at least a glimpse of how the expansion could play out, as well as a good look at the zone, a general sense of what the overarching story could be, as well as a cinematic. You can't say no to a brand new Blizzard cinematic, especially when it's a new expansion reveal. But more than anything, I hope we see something, anything that tells us that they've learned their lessons from some of the mistakes made through Shadowlands. That's what I'll be looking for in particular. Another factor that I'm curious about is what this reveal date could mean in terms of a release date. Usually World of Warcraft expansions released towards the end of the year. August to October have been very popular recently. Shadowlands was initially supposed to release in October but was pushed back into November. But those expansions were announced much sooner as well. Shadowlands was announced in November 2019 and released November 2020. So if it's going to take a year from this new expansion to go from initial reveal to full release, we could be looking at an early 2023 release date for 10.0 and the new expansion. But we will find out so much more about the expansion before that, during the alpha and beta stages of testing. I want to compare it to Shadowlands more than anything else because Shadowlands is the most recent expansion and therefore the most relevant, and it seems like Blizzard hasn't really been able to match the pace of old expansions recently anyway. For Shadowlands, it was announced in November 2019 and the alpha started in April 2020. So that's about 5 months between the reveal date and then the start of testing. So we could be waiting until August to see the alpha start, unless they are way ahead in this expansion's production cycle and they're trying to catch up to their old release cadence. We honestly just don't know, but if things play out even remotely similar to Shadowlands, we could be looking at an alpha starting in August, with the expansion launching next March or April. I am very excited to see what happens on April 19th though, as the post said, mark that date. If you're interested in other Warcraft games, the next Hearthstone expansion will be talked about on March 15th, so that's exciting as well. There's some more news about Hearthstone coming later on as well. And then we will also finally get some solid details about one of the supposed multiple Warcraft mobile games that have been in development for a while. The first one will be revealed sometime in May. We still have absolutely no idea what these mobile games could be, how they could play, what areas of the world they will inhabit. We really don't know anything at all. This is the first first mobile game for Warcraft, if you don't count Hearthstone, and it's going to be very interesting to see where they go with it. Diablo Immortal hasn't been received particularly well, even though it's supposed to be a pretty fun game, and Warcraft has so much potential with what they could do. Let's just hope they don't cram it full of parasitic microtransactions and make a fun game instead of just focusing on making a new cash cow. But that's it for this video. What do you think the next WoW expansion is going to be, and when do you think it will end up releasing? Later this year, or maybe early next year? And what do you think this mobile Warcraft game is going to be like, and will you be willing to give it a try? Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below. A big thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon and to everyone who's subscribed on Twitch. You can see their names floating by on screen. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss another video. Thanks for watching, folks. Good luck and have fun. And as always, I'll see you next time.